we go. G'day, everybody. Today, doing some old school gimmicks. We're going to play SimCity 2000 on our brand new Twitch channel. So, for those of you who haven't, who probably don't know us for what we do, we're Pint Party. We make a podcast every Tuesday that turns a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. Basically, it's just us like having a chat and having a laugh, and it's mostly bum and fart jokes is what we do. But in these sort of different times, we thought about kind of trying to do other things because a lot of people are at home right now and they don't have much to do. So ourselves included. And while we're still going to keep making the podcast, we thought, well, we've got the time. Let's do some other things. And one of the things I've always wanted to do is try my hand at streaming. So here we are, energy drink and all. Energy drink, beards and all of it. So today we're going to play SimCity 2000 just because it's like a really chill game. Also because it won't melt my PC by streaming it and playing it all on the same machine. Because, I don't have some crazy cool PC setup. I mean, I have a really nice laptop, but that's what I've got. So yeah, we're gonna play SimCity 2000 today, and I've been playing this game on and off since I was a kid. And I'm gonna try and play it kind of a bit differently to the way I'm used to playing it. And in that, I've been reading some articles, I've looked up some stuff, and which, by the way, was something I'd never done before, because when I first started playing this game, dial-up internet was all there was. And forums of people swapping ideas was just not within my realm of understanding yet. Because it wasn't a thing that that existed in my community. So I've been reading some of the old forums and stuff, and just seeing what people are having to say on SimCity, and we're gonna figure this out together. So first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna start completely brand new. We're gonna go edit new map.
Reticulating splines.
Oh, I love that, reticulating splines. Okay, so we've got our brand new map. Now, normally what I like to do is I like to just completely flatten the thing out and just go totally flat and get rid of these rivers and stuff. And I'll have water along maybe this edge. That's typically where I like to put it, is along this edge. Because I don't rotate the map too much. So having it along this edge, and that's where you'll have your beachfront property and your hydroelectric power and your ports and stuff. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about because you've never played a SimCity before, don't even worry about it. We'll discuss those as they become important. But basically, anything that has to do with water, I would have on one edge of a map. And it's not quote unquote realistic in that way, and nor is it particularly aesthetically pleasing. It's just a really, really easy map to build on. But I don't want to do that. I want to challenge myself. I want to try and build on a more organic map. And so I really don't want to mess with this one too much, especially because it's kind of got everything we need anyway. We've got a little lake here, and that's going to be good for producing water, as long as that is fresh water, I should say. As long as that's fresh water, we should be good. But you never know. We could get... Hang on a minute. Can we find out? If I go... Yeah, I know. Give me the shift key. Trying to hold down the shift key. No. Yeah. Cool. You're not going to tell me. Oh, boy. That music is loud. I'm going to turn that down just on my end. That's better. It's probably super, super quiet for you, but it's really crazy loud for me. Okay, that's better. I love the soundtrack for SimCity, by the way. I really do. SimCity 2000 and even SimCity 3000 for me had really, really good soundtracks. But in different ways. SimCity 2000 is kind of all over the place with its soundtrack. You'll have really cool boppy beats like this one, but then you'll have things where it's you're gonna die and everybody you know is gonna die. It's whoa, hold on, we were just having a chill boppy time and suddenly it's turned into a horror movie. What the heck? But SimCity 3000 is a lot more it's a lot more vaporwave in its is the only way I could not vaporwave. It's a lot more lo-fi. No, that's what I was looking for. Lo-fi in the way it functions. So okay, for some reason, I can't look at what that lake is, so I don't know if that's saltwater or freshwater, but we're just going to take a gamble on it and, hope for the best. The big long river is, really, really good because you can run, ships and stuff because, see, it's connected there, it's connected there. And even though it looks like there's nothing beyond the edge of the map, there is. It's just that's outside of our territory, so to speak. So there's another city over here, and there's another city over here and over here and on all the edges of the map, but we can't, they're outside of our jurisdiction, so we can't control what goes on those sides of the map. But all we can do is control what's on ours. But one of the things that we can control is where the ships come through, and ships can come through on this river and park here and give us all the goodies, and we can put stuff on those ships and send it back and everything like that. So that's all grouse. Especially because we've got a flat area here. That'll be good for the port, but then it looks like it's pretty mountainous all the rest of the way along. See, that's kind of a problem because, oh no, there's another flat area there and there's another one there. Okay, no, this isn't too bad. See, the problem is that I don't want to have too much mountain near my river because besides it being a place for like ships and stuff, it's also good for waterfront property, which is like the best property you can have in SimCity 2000. Like all Sims, particularly really wealthy Sims, what they want is that waterfront property. They all want to live the Miami Vice Tommy Vercetti lifestyle with the big mansions, right there on the water with their power boats and all the rest of it. And we want to give that to them because they pay good money for it. And that's good for us because it allows us to expand our city. Now, I'm not sure how SimCity treats, like, if we were to build here, right? If we built, like, a house here, right? Would that still be waterfront property? Like, to you and I, it looks like, yeah, it totally would be because it's, like, right there, and you can't really build here besides roads and power lines. But SimCity might not treat it that way. In any case, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to worry about it too much because we have some flat space. Not as much as I'd like, but like whatever. The only thing I do want to do though is I want to put in a waterfall because power is like a big challenge in SimCity 2000. Like trying to figure out how to keep power to your Sims is pretty tricky. That and water, like basically keeping them like in electricity and water is probably the most difficult thing you do in SimCity. So it's like something you want to think about right out of the gate while you're building the map. So that's probably the only thing I'd modify. But where I'd put it though, I'm not sure. I'm thinking like here, like I could put it up here and have a nice little waterfall, and it would look nice. It would look kind of aesthetically pleasing. Or I could do it up here, which would be cool, but like then I'd have to run a wire over this lake, and that's just really expensive to do. And I'm thinking about using this spot here first to do like the absolute first buildings. But maybe I won't. Maybe I'll build over here first, because that'd be good. That'd work. Because then I got the lake here, and and then if I put the waterfall here, that puts it close enough that I could run a wire along. And I don't think I would spend too much money on it. But this is, of course, assuming I'm going to use hydroelectricity like straight out of the gate. I might just use coal, which is filthy and dirty, and it's like, yeah, but it's like all we're going to have, because I want to start this from 1900, which is, I'll get to that the point being, we won't have access to like really ecologically friendly technology straight out of the gate, so we're going to have to go dirty anyway. So I might just build a coal plant, but in any case, I want to build a waterfall. So, I mean, if we're not then being restricted by like the early game, we may as well just put the waterfall somewhere where it's going to look good, and I reckon it might look good probably here, actually. No, I think here. I think here's the spot. Although it would make more sense over here, wouldn't it? Just in terms of the way the topography kind of works out, hey? This is a tricky one. So I don't want it to be too far away, because I want it to be somewhere where, like, I can expand into, but I don't want it to be so far away that it's like, by the time we get to it, we're going to need all of it straight away just to maintain our, like, power supply. Just to maintain, baseload power, I want to have it as, like, something that I can, like, have room to grow. So I think I think I'll do it up here, actually. I think I'll do it maybe along here because it like makes sense. There's a nice flow. Plus, it's going to look cool for whoever, like, whatever Sims or whatever are like here is just going to look radical. They wake up in the morning, right? Just like picture this, right? You're a Sim. You wake up first thing in the morning. You make your coffee, right? Because you're a civilized Sim. You make your coffee. You go and stand out on the balcony. You look out, and there's a waterfall right in front of you. Like that's waterfall right in front of you for a few years, and then you'll have a hydroelectric dam right in front of you. And I mean, I don't know, some people like hydroelectric dams. I mean, I like hydroelectric dams. I think they're really cool. Like having that for a view, yeah, that'd be sick. Provided it doesn't crack and explode, you know. I mean, we don't want that to happen. Thankfully, that doesn't happen in SimCity. It's not a problem we have to deal with. I'm pretty sure. At least I've never had it happen to me. So that's cool. It's just gonna look rad. So to put water there, we're gonna use our water tool. Let me click over here. I'll zoom in a little more just because I want to get a good view. And let's start putting the water in. So each one of these tiles we can use as we can put a hydroelectric like dam on each one individually, and each one individually will then generate power. This is probably going to look kind of ugly once it's all dammed up, but it looks really pretty right now, so I'm kind of okay with that. Here we go. Let's keep going maybe to there, or... Yeah, that kind of looks a little funky there. Oh, I see. That's all flat, so that's... Oh, okay. That's kind of wild. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean... Hang on, let's get around and get a better view of it. I kind of like it. It's kind of like, you know, like steps, which is cool. But it's also useless. Like we can't build a dam on it. It won't count as waterfront property, probably because of like where it is. So it's probably best to just like get rid of it. What's the best way to do that? If I flatten that, yeah, that's gonna do it. Ish. I want that to be flat. I'm gonna take that tool. I'm gonna go boop. Yeah, come on. Oh, yeah, that works. That works. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That works. So it's a bit difficult. It's like really hard being like doing like fine work. When you're doing terrain stuff. I mean, there are ways to do it. There's like hotkeys and stuff to do things in like really small minor increments. I never learned how to do any of that stuff because the only tool I would ever use is this one, the flatten terrain tool. And I would just go flat everything and I would turn all of these sliders down. We haven't really gotten into like what all of this does. It doesn't really matter too much. So you've got raised terrain, lower terrain, raised terrain from a single block. So that creates things like this. Then you've got your even terrain, and basically it'll even it out from whatever height you've got your first block on. So if you click here, it'll flatten everything out to that level. If you click up here, it'll flatten everything out to this level. So that's good for making like plateaus and stuff, or for like evening out bits of terrain like this. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Then you've got raised water level, lower water level, so you can raise the water level, and then you got way more water. Look at this. You can have like, if you wanted to create like an archipelago or like an island chain, like that's actually kind of sick. I'm not going to lie. That's actually like really, really sick. And you could totally do that as like a challenge and stuff. I remember, so the person who got me into this game was my mum, which is really, really funny because like she would then proceed to spend the rest of my life telling me to go outside and like stop playing video games. But she got me into this game, and I'm pretty sure it was her. She built Hawaii. I remember, like, she built a chain of islands and created a whole city that way. And, like, was it huge? Did she have archaeologies? No, but that's not what she was shooting for. Like, she was shooting for making, like, a chain of cities on an island, and it was awesome. So that's a thing you can totally do. Or, if you've got this and you hate it, you can lower the water level. And see, that brings us back to basically where we were before, except I'm going to have to fix that there because it's kind of messed up, but whatever. I don't care. Then you've got the water droplet tool, so you can put water on one tile, or you've got a river tool, and you can put water like everywhere. It's like the same as like these tools here is what these two kind of do. Same thing for trees. You can place one tree, or you can place. Actually, hang on a minute. Let me just zoom in just to show you what I mean. So you can place one tree on one tile, or with this one, you can place a bunch of trees in an area. And that's for your your forest tool. And you can get you can make really thick forests really quickly this way. I'm not going to. I'm pretty happy with the amount of trees there are. Like you can see here, there's some thick foresty areas, and you don't want to put too many trees on a map. Like if you were going to go for Oregon or something like that, you really don't want to put too many trees. Or if you do, you want to be really careful about your city planning, because the problem is that when you start building into those areas, the trees are going to get, of course, cut down to accommodate all of that. What the heck's happened here? It's just completely broken that whole bit. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we're going to do this and just fix it. That's so weird. No, give me, yeah, there we go. Right. Okay. But yeah, so basically it'll just cut down the trees as you build. And the problem with that is that then eventually Sims start to complain. They'll be like, hey, there's you're cutting down forests and that's really bad for the environment. And you're like, but your pixels, don't even worry about it. But no, they're not going to be cool about it. And that can cause you real problems economically, because people will then move out of your town and stuff like that. And they'll want to go someplace else. Because one of the reasons why they moved to your city, for people who complain about it specifically, one of the reasons why they moved is for the forests. People who go and live in Colorado or places like the Black Spur, up at the Black Spur here in Victoria, one of the reasons why they moved there is for the lush green forests. And if all that gets cut down, then one of the primary reasons for living up there goes away. So you got to be really careful about trees in SimCity, especially if you want to build a giant mega city, which is what I kind of want to shoot for. I kind of want to build a mega city. So we don't want to have too many trees on our map. And as long as we leave some of these foresty areas like this, it'll be fine. It won't be a big deal. And it just means there's going to be some spots that we just won't build. So we're not going to completely fill in the map. But that's okay, because I'm trying to shoot for more realism anyway. Right here, we might try and build some little nooks and crannies and some tiny little suburbs and stuff. But we're not going to go too crazy hardcore here. Whereas here, which is relatively flat and there's basically nothing here, we might just go bananas and just build crazy utilitarian blocks, which is something I'm going to show you in a minute. Is once we start building our cities, utilitarian blocks are kind of how I like to build cities, and are also the most efficient way to do it. Okay, how about these little lakes? I might keep that one. I mean, there's no reason to get rid of them, I guess, especially the ones on the edge. That's kind of a bit pathetic, isn't it? That one there. That's not worth really keeping. That's a bit sort of meh. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that one. Yeah, and I like that one. And then we've got our kind of waterfall, and that's heaps. That's honestly heaps. And if we need to build more here, we can do a lot of this stuff later on. But the reason why you don't want to do too much of it is because you want to do as much of it as you can now. I mean, because it costs you money to do once you start building a city, and it's just a really expensive thing to do. So, but I'm prepared to pay. By the time we use all of this up, we should be making enough money that we can just build into here, and it's not that big of a drama. Actually, I think the upshot of that is that it also becomes waterfront property. Ooh, is it worth doing right now then? No, because I kind of want to maybe keep things like this, because I might build a bridge. Actually, can I build a bridge there? I genuinely don't know. We'll find out. We will find out if we can build a bridge there. I have absolutely no idea. Okay, so I think we're pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, let's build a city. Okay, so I'm going to click done. Now we name the city. Time to come to naming the city. Alrighty, what are we going to call it? I know what I'm going to call it. Party Town. This is Party Town. This is Pint Party. Party Town. All right. And then here's your difficulty level. I don't actually know what the difficulty level changes beyond your starting money, but I'm going to play it on easy because I'm already challenging myself with having a more organic map, and I'm going to be doing more organic building, and I'm going to be like starting from like early tech. So I'm going to start from 1900. So I want to have as much money as possible to do this. And hard is just like stupid. Like hard, you start with basically no money. You have a $10,000 loan, and I'm pretty sure the bond by default is set to 7%. So you're paying like $700 a year off on the bond, which means even when you've got like no people in your town, you're already like in $700 in debt every year. And climbing out of that is like, oh boy, that's some peak SimCity, and that is not like if you've come to see like pro gamer level SimCity gameplay. I'm not that person. I'm not pro gamer like SimCity at all. As far as what year we start on, this really just determines like what like how far down the tech tree you start out at. So like 1900, you have really simple technology. Like I mean, you don't even have like buses and stuff for a few years, and like lots of public transport. Like subways aren't a thing for a few years. By 1950, you've got like subways and buses and some basic stuff. And mostly what it affects, from my understanding, is power plants and how you generate electricity. So 1900, you've got like hydroelectricity, gas, and coal, and that's it. And then by 1950, you've got nuclear power and stuff like that, which is like it's not polluting the atmosphere as much, but it runs the risk of a meltdown. And then by 2000, you get things like solar energy, which is great. It's super clean, but it doesn't put out a lot of electricity. And then you've got things like, and especially that is affected by weather. So you can see up here, you've got this little weather thing. If it's a cloudy day, it puts out even less electricity, and then you've got a problem in your city, especially if you're like pretty solar based. And you also get things like wind farms, which are great. But again, it's affected by weather. If you've got slack wind, you're not generating any electricity. But it doesn't really matter where you place those wind farms either. Like wind is the same all across the map. It's not like city skylines where you have to build your, to absolutely optimize your wind power. You want to place them in certain places. That's just not a thing in SimCity. Like you could build like a crater, right? And like even though the wind should all be up here, and you've got all of your like little turbines down here, these turbines are going to get the same amount of power as the turbines that are sitting up here. So it really doesn't matter. And by 2050, you get the best top tier technology, and that is fusion power. And that's great, but like let's work our way up to it. Again, we're challenging ourselves, so like forget it. So we're going to start at 1900 and on easy. Boom! Groundwork laid for Party Town. From Party Town, pick a. This is the thing I never learned how to pronounce. How would you pronounce that? Is it Picane? So Picane, is the U silent? I don't know. That's something I never learned how to pronounce. I honestly never learned how to pronounce that, so I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. But newspapers is like one of the ways that your game will talk to you. So it's good to have them turned on. And there's also like a bunch of flavor text in here, like Sulky Day at Capitol. And you can click on that, and there's a whole article here. Things at the Capitol building got heated yesterday as Councilman Kirby announced his stance on the latest issue. Store clerks with hypertension living in parked cars, right? And there's like a whole thing there, and you can read it. And there's old age links to Ear Candle and like all sorts of like flavor text. And you don't have to read all of this, but like things like the headline, groundwork laid for Party Town. This is kind of like the thing that you should probably, like, you don't have to read the article, but you should know, you should be aware of what it's saying. And it'll warn you of things like, for example, if your power plants are on the edge of collapse, exploding, which is really bad. You don't want your power plants exploding. The newspaper will tell you that. It'll say, hey, your power plants are getting old and you should think about demolishing them and replacing them with new ones. And you typically have to do that once every 7 years. And like I said, the newspapers will tell you when that happens. The newspapers will also tell you basically how you're, like, it's a way of gauging the temperature of how, like, citizens in your town feel about you. So if you're doing a good job, you'll see articles for "we like the mayor, the mayor's great." And if you're doing a bad job, like if you've raised taxes up really, really high, they'll be like, "the mayor sucks. He raised all the taxes." Rah, rah, rah. So keeping an eye on newspapers is always a good idea. But you can also pick which newspapers you want. So up here in the newspaper tab, there's subscription. There's extra and pick a pie paper. All right, I don't know what that is. The pint paper. All right, and extra. I like to keep them both on because you get different kinds of flavor text from both of them. But it is and they are fun to read, but you don't have to read them all. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, because we've got this running. We want to pause. Yeah, it's now March, of course. So you saw it said power plant needed. So this is your like another way of the game telling you what you like absolutely must have. And power plant, yes, we need a power plant because we have no electricity, but we also have no citizens and no houses and no roads, so it's kind of irrelevant. But for some reason it starts the speed on llama. So you've got turtle, llama, and cheetah. And I think llama is 1 month a second or something like that, or 1 month every 2 seconds. And cheetah is like a year every like 5 to 10 seconds. It's crazy. But we're going to keep it on paused because you can still build while paused, but nothing like the simulation won't run. So like you can zone for housing and stuff and say, hey, build your house here, but nobody will build your house because the whole thing's paused. But that's what we're going to start. We're going to start pause because we don't want to muck with that. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to mess with our budget. So this is going to pop up at the end of every year as well, by the way. And it'll tell us basically like how our finances are doing. It won't. I don't think it. I think it tells you how much you've spent in a year, and then tells you like what your how much income you've made and things like that. Also like how much money you currently have, but you also get that up here, so that's kind of irrelevant. But it basically tells you like how much money you're either making or losing, and how much money you've spent on things like the police department, fire department, things like that. And whether or not you're in profit. So this is kind of important to keep an eye on. Property taxes is the primary way that you make money, and it's by default set to 7%. And the sound effects for this are great. Okay, so I'm going to raise taxes 1%. Just have a listen. Right. Okay, they're not happy. Let's lower taxes 1%. Hey, everybody's happy. Everybody likes having less taxes. Property taxes are going to be the number one thing your Sims are going to complain about, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. I'm pretty sure the lowest you can set it to is 2%. No, you can set it to 0. You can set it to 0, and I'm telling you, I guarantee you, they're still going to complain. They're still going to be like, we hate this. The taxes are too high. It's like, you're not paying any tax. But 7% is like, okay, like, Sims are pretty happy to accept 7%. In fact, they'll even go as far as like 8 or 9% and still be okay. But like beyond, but even then, like you're still going to lose some Sims beyond 7%. And if you go much higher than that, like Sims just start moving out in droves. City ordinances is a way of like earning money and losing money as well. So you can get like sales taxes and income tax, which is really, really good to have, especially when you're doing like as your city gets bigger. That's just a way of boosting your income. Legalized gambling is good as well because it means you can like build, like people can build casinos and stuff like that. But with casinos comes crime, and so you want to make sure that you've got like a pretty thoroughly set up police system and stuff like that first. Parking fines is like just straight revenue raising. Like, I mean, everything you've ever heard people say about parking fines is all true in SimCity 2000. It solely exists to provide money to you, and Sims know it and they hate it. So you only turn that on as an act of desperation. Volunteer fire department is a good one to have turned on right out the gate because it means that it's so people in Australia will understand. Well, maybe other people will. You've got like volunteer firefighters and you've got your like full-time firefighters. And here, like at least here in Victoria, that means we've got the CFA, the Country Fire Authority, and they're made up of volunteers, and the Metropolitan Fire Brigade, which is in like metropolitan areas, city guys, and they're paid guys. And so having a volunteer fire department means you've got like, you're not paying wages to firefighters, which I'm going to turn disasters off just because I want to focus on city building, not like disaster management. So that's just a way of us just saving money in the long term, because even though we're not really going to need to build any fire stations, you still need to have at least one, just to keep the Sims from complaining. And also it makes the city attractive. Like, oh, there is a fire department. If there is a problem, I know that I can call someone. Makes Sims feel slightly better. Public smoking ban, again, raises the health and lowers the pollution of your city, but also kind of annoys people. Free clinics, again, raises health, but it costs you money, because, again, this is a simulation based on like sort of California and America. So medicine is a way of making money. That's all just ways of spending money, but it's also a way of raising your population. I'm not going to do any of that right now. Education, not going to do any of that. Energy conservation will be good later on when we get like a bigger city and we want to encourage people to like, hey, switch over to LED lights and, consider putting solar panels on your house and things like that. And buying more energy efficient appliances. That's what that is. And that'll be good to have because it'll lower the city's need for baseload power, which means we don't have to spend as much on power plants. But that's not going to be an issue right now, so why bother? Nuclear-free zone. Nuclear power is just not a thing in 1900, so don't even bother. Homeless shelters, don't need it because we don't have enough big enough population. And pollution controls, no sense in doing it because like the two power plants that we really have access to are coal and gas, and they are big polluters. Like if you turn on pollution controls, you can't build. I'm pretty sure you can't build those in your city. Same with nuclear-free zone. If you build a nuclear-free zone, you can't build nuclear power plants in your city. It just locks you out of that. So we're not going to do that. Volunteer fire department. I think that's pretty much the only thing we need right now. And I will turn on legalized gambling later on once we've got like a police station and stuff going. Okay, so that's that. Now, as far as like finances go for these sorts of things, again, like you can have one police station in a small town, like in SimCity, in a small town, pretty well funded at 30%. And it's not going to be a problem because like there's like one police officer and their wages are more than covered under 30%, plus maintenance of the building is all covered at that. As your city grows, I'm going to have to bring that back up to 100%, but it's just a way of saving some money in the early game where you can. Same thing with the fire department. In fact, the fire department I'm going to set to 30% and basically leave it there because, again, fire department is only useful if you have disasters turned on and you only need one building built, so that's just going to keep that ticking over, so that's fine. Health and welfare, same thing. We're going to lower that down for now, and then we'll raise that up as we build more hospitals. Education, we're going to do the same thing for. And that's it. Now, transit authority, that's your roads, your rail, subways, stuff like that. I'm going to leave that at 100%, and I'm going to show you why. So you see along here, you've got these little question marks. Those are your advisors for each person. So the city ordinances, you click on that. The power plant's overworked. Let's push energy conservation. That's like you've got advisors who are advising you on their specific aspect. So, but their advice isn't always great. The power plants are overworked. We don't have a power plant. Let's push energy conservation. We don't have any people using electricity. It's a completely useless thing to do. Bond payments, I have no advice at this time. Things like that. Actually, the tax guy, though, has his own special sound effect. Have a listen to this. Nobody likes the tax man. So the tax man has no advice. He's pretty chill, but nobody likes the tax man. So every time you click on him, people boo. The Transit Authority has a similar gimmick. So you click on the Transit Authority guy, and he's chill. He's kind of like, he's a serious man. He doesn't muck around, but he has no advice at this time. He's pretty cool. He's like, listen, we haven't really got any roads. I've got all my funding. We're pretty cool. Now, let's bring it down just one. So one click, 95%, right? We have no roads. And even when we build like a small town, it's not going to be a problem, right? There's plenty of money there for him. Let's see what he has to say now. You can't cut back on funding. You will regret this. And look at him. Now he's suddenly stern. I don't know what it is. It's the exact same picture. But for me, he looks more stern. He looks angry. He looks like he's upset. He's just got one of those faces where, depending on what he's saying, he's either like focused and determined or psychotic. And right now, he's psychotic. He is not happy that we have cut back on his funding. And it's reflected. I'm not even joking. You have to keep this at 100%. If you turn it down, roads start to collapse like everywhere. It's stupid. So we're going to leave that at 100%. And then now that we've set it to 100%, you have a look. He's chill. He's back. He's a happy little clown. All right. So that's all of our finances sorted. And again, like fire department people, our fire response is adequate. At 30%, there's no fire stations. He's chill. I'm proud to report that crime is at an all-time low. Well, given that all-time for this town has been 3 months, yeah, okay, yeah. This is where we're setting a baseline. That's great. Health and welfare, while expensive, free clinics will make you popular. So every now and again, your advisors will suggest an ordinance that's based in there, sort of a thing. So free clinics will make you popular. That's true, but we don't have enough people for it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Educational services are adequate to our city's need. We have no schools, buddy. We have no schools. What are you talking about? Like, are we bringing in like brainless drones? Is that what we're doing? Typically, to be fair though, actually the guy's probably absolutely right. Mr. Education Man is absolutely right. Because I typically end up building cities that are like pretty dumb. Like the education level of my Sims is pretty low. They'll go to school until they're like 12 or 13 and be like, that's all the education I need. Hello, manufacturing. And they'll go and work in a factory for the rest of their lives. And live happy lives. They get married, they have children. And then those children go to school for 12 years and then they decide to get into, following the family business and they go into manufacturing and the circle of life continues. It's a very beautiful thing for, 1,000 years. Anyway, so that's all of our budgeting. Let's now get to the building. And where do we want to build first? I think I said I was going to build here, didn't I? So, okay. Let's get into the building. Let's get right in here. I'm going to start here. So I always want to start on an edge. You always want to start like on an edge of a map because, so remember what I said that there is a place over here, we just can't see it? Here's the map of Sim Nation. And here's Party Town right here in the middle. And then over on this edge is Lister with a population of 1,805. And then to the north of us, north being relative, you've got Oak Creek, Crichton, and Denmont. And Crichton's huge. Oh boy. Crichton might be worth starting on the other side of the map just because they got a bigger population. They might want to, some of those people might want to escape the hustle and bustle of Crichton and move to sleepy little Party Town. But we decided we want to start on this edge, so that's okay. People are going to move from Lister anyway. It's not a drama at all. Like, people are going to be really chill about that. Denmont might be a problem, though. There's like 300 people there. Like, all those 300 people, it's a small town already. They're going to be like, why would I want to move to someplace even smaller with nobody I know? All my friends are in Denmont, say all the Denmontians. So we're going to start here because you need a way for Sims to get to you in the first place. Like, they're not just going to like magically like teleport in. They might fly in, but you need an airport. They might come by ship, but you need a port. And they can drive in, but you need to build a road that connects to them. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to build a road off the edge of the map. Do you want to build a connection to your neighbor for $1,000? It's pretty expensive, but it is absolutely worth doing. So we're going to build one road, Lister 5. So now we've got a road for Sims from Lister to drive in and move into our town. So I'm just going to show you. So originally, the way I used to build cities was on a grid, on a 3x3 grid. And the reason for that being is that Sims won't, in order for Sims to like get around town, they won't travel more than 3 squares to get to anywhere. So if they've got a house here, they'll go to this road and then take this road to go wherever they want to go. But if they lived here, they won't be able to get to that road, and they'll be like, we have no road access. Like, we're out in the boonies in the middle of nowhere. What the heck is going on? And they'll move out. So I would build like this, So you go 1, 2, well, I'll just do it like this. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then you would build an edge there. But I don't want to do... Oh, I might do that. There we go. And there's our cube. Our block. And you can see that no square is like more than 3 squares away from a road. And this works. This totally works. Sims will move here and be like, "This is great. This is paradise. We love this." But it's also not like this is part of like doing the reading that I was doing. I realized it's actually not the most efficient way of building a city, because even though this works, you still need to put in things, like you still need to put in buildings that really don't need road access at all. So, but are still useful for the town. So things like parks don't need to have a road anywhere near them. But they increase city beautification. They increase the attractiveness of the city. People want to move to a city that has a park. They want to know that they can go somewhere and have a picnic, and that's great. Which was actually a huge problem for Chicago back in the early 20th century, because Chicago was just like, we're going to go buck wild and build buildings everywhere. And who needs parks? Parks don't make money. And then people who wanted to go outside and be in the greenery started having picnics in graveyards. So, and that's no good. People were like, no, we want a place to, have a picnic. So you got to build parks. Parks are important. And building a park, you can build a park here, but then you're losing space that you could otherwise dedicate to more housing and stuff like that. So there's actually a better way of building a block like this. But let's just build our basic block. No, not dense. I'm going to build light. So that's how I used to do it. And I'd fill that in with either residential, commercial, industrial, it doesn't matter. So there's actually 2 kinds in SimCity 2000. You've got light and dense. Light residential is your classic 3-bedroom, white picket fence house in suburbia. That's like, your real, like, imagine your like super like idyllic suburban, houses ticky-tacky in a row, all of it. That's light residential. Or it's like Tommy Vercetti mansions. It goes one way or the other. Dense residential is apartment buildings. So it's like you can put a lot of people in a really small space. And so things like apartment buildings. And then you've got light and dense commercial. So light commercial is your strip malls. It's your that's your Maccas and your takeout joints. And then dense commercial is office buildings. So, like, the TV show Suits, that's dense commercial. Industrial is a bit tricky, and it also it changed in the later games, but in the early games, light industrial and dense industrial was basically just like how much pollution to how many jobs industry would put out. So light industrial was like things with like low pollution things, but they also didn't provide that many jobs. So it'd be things like warehouses mostly, which no pollution, yay, but next to no jobs, nay. And then dense industrial are things like your like heavy manufacturing, your plastics factories, stuff like that. Things that like need lots of people to work them, but things that also don't need a lot of the things that pollute like really heavily. And they've even got some really funny names. Like once we start building them, we'll go and have a look. But some of the dense industrial things, like there's one building that I kid you not is just called a thingamajig. It's just like, we don't know what this is. It's a thingamajig. We don't know what it does and what it makes, but it does a lot of pollution is all we know. And it pays a lot of people. So, but for now, we're gonna build light because it's also like the most attractive. People like having the 3-bedroom white picket fence, so we're going to give that to them. But you can see here, over here is the demand for services in your city, like demand for zones. And right now, residential and commercial are like down. Nobody wants to move to your town. Well, that's pretty obvious. There's no jobs. There's no infrastructure. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to plan ahead for the future, and we're going to have a little bit of residential, and that'll be fine. Industrial is huge. People want jobs. But they specifically want manufacturing and jobs. The low education jobs is what they want, and we're going to give that to them. But we can't give it to them right here because, again, SimCity is a game about managing how much Sims complain at you. That's really all. It's Complaint Manager Simulator 2000 is what it is. So we don't want to build industrial right next to right next to our residential for this, because otherwise like the pollution is right across the street and they hate it. So what I was talking about earlier, like looking outside and seeing a beautiful waterfall in front of you, imagine if you did the same scenario. You woke up and you made your coffee, you went out onto your balcony and you looked out across the street and you just saw like a giant like smokestack blowing smoke into your face. Like no, that's like the exact opposite of what people want. So we don't want to build industry, so we're not going to do that. But we are going to build a more efficient block. So that's good, but it's inefficient. So the way we build a more efficient block is actually I'm going to start with residential just so I can, and then we'll build the road around it after the fact. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there are 3 blocks from that road. Then we're going to build 3 blocks this way. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to build that way. Oh, I'm going to hit the edge of this map. That's okay, but you'll see what I'm getting at. So then we're going to build 3 from this edge. And so we'll go 1, 2, 3 and build that way. And then we'll leave that as it is because we want to put our road there anyway. But you would do the same thing over here, and it leaves you with heaps and heaps and heaps of room in the middle to put things that don't require road access. And things that don't require road access are things like schools, police stations, and parks. I don't know why. Why schools and police stations don't need roads, but they don't. So we may as well dedicate our road space to things that want road access. Okay, so then we build our road. There we go. And we've got some room here. Like, I mean, honestly, we could probably just fill that with residential, but I'm not going to because I'm going to save that to put, because they'll say, we want a police station, and that's where we'll put it. We'll put it right there. Next, I'm going to have some commercial. I like to use commercial, even though commercial doesn't really get used in the way I build cities. It's nice to serve as kind of like a buffer between your residential areas and your industrial areas. And again, we don't want to build industrial next to residential. We want to have a buffer zone. So that's what we're going to build right now. And again, it works the exact same way as residential. Sims don't want to move more than 3 blocks from a road to get to a shop. So we're going to go 3 across, and then we'll go like 3 across like there. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll go 3 to there, and then we'll build our road around. How much money have we got? We've got 17 grand. Okay, we're still going good on money. I'm going to leave that middle there again because we want to factor in later on. Like, I might build a park there, and I might build our police station there because I think a police station is the first thing people want. But people don't mind, and there are also certain buildings people like don't mind living next to as to others. So people don't mind living next to a school because they know that their kids can walk to school, and that's great. People don't mind living next to a park because that's great. It's beautiful and green. But if you're living next to a police station, then you've got people like coming out of a police station and going Nino at like all times of the night, and that sucks. Plus you don't want the last thing you want is you're trying to go to sleep, but you can't because the bloody bat signal is like lighting up the whole sky. You just don't want that. That's just bad business. Okay, industrial is what people want. I'm going to build that. I'm going to build that here. I'm just going to keep going along here as far as I can because I want to save this space for residential because this is like prime real estate property and we want to maximize that as much as possible. And industrial just genuinely doesn't care. Industrial is like, put us wherever you want. We'll make it. So if they don't care, then we'll put them somewhere where they don't care. So 3, and then, we might run into some issues here, but that's okay. That's part of the challenge. Let's build here instead. And then how far out can I build this road without going up the hill? I think to here, can't I? Okay. So then I have to go to there. And then can I come around? I can. Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. We didn't really need that extra connection, but again, traffic management wise, if we didn't, everybody from Lister would only come through this road, and that means this road would get super duper busy, and then you have traffic problems here, and that makes this land less valuable, and people go, I don't want to live here, there's too much traffic. So whereas over here, industrial people go, there's too much traffic, whatever. So this is just kind of like dividing that up, and it means less traffic for everybody, and that's fine. And then we might build something here. Or I'll dedicate it to more. Oh, wait, what did I just use? Did I use light? I did, I used light. Okay. Alrighty. So that's all of our zoning done. Now we need electricity. Now, it's 1900. We don't have access to all the fancy electricity. So let's have a look at what we've got. I love the electricity sound. Hang on, you gotta listen to this electricity sound. It's like literally just some kind of sound booth. Like, what was your direction? I'm trying to imagine, like, you know, like they're down there at Max's in the 90s and they're like, okay, Mr. Voice Actor Man, give us the sound of electricity. That's what they came up with. Anyway, so we've got access to 3 power systems. Hydroelectric, which is great. We want hydroelectric, but we're going to do that later. Because and then we've got coal power and oil power. Now, oil power is really, really expensive, and it pollutes. But it doesn't pollute, I believe, as much as coal. But coal is also cheaper, and that's money is kind of an issue right now because even though it looks like we've got heaps, we've got 16 grand. Oh my God, we've got so much money. We're not bringing in any money, and we're going to bring in like next to no money for the next like 10 years in the game. So we kind of want to save as much money as we can, so that we can like have money just in the slush fund so that we can expand out accordingly. So we're going to go with coal power, and it's dirty and it's awful and it sucks. But as time goes on and more technologies become available and we expand out to our waterfall that we built, we'll then put in hydroelectric and wind and solar and all that kind of stuff, and it won't be a problem. So we're going to build that. And then as far as where we build it, I'm going to put it, I don't want to put it there. Can I put it there? Can I put it there and it's okay? No, I don't want to put it there because I don't want to have just one road connecting out to like another suburb here. I want to have at least 2 roads. And I want it to look nice too. Like, I mean, so if I build here, that means we can build a road along the edge and build a road that goes kind of up and around there. And it's going to look a little wonky, but it'll be okay. Now, industrial genuinely doesn't care about being next to a power plant because they're like, hey, well, let's all pollute together. They have their own little pollute parties, so that's great. Even then, later on, you still want to build your power plants like near industrial areas and away from residential areas, even for things like solar power. Like solar power, like is zero pollution at all. It doesn't even like register as pollution. But if you build it next to a residential neighborhood, all you're going to hear about is Sims complaining about the pollution. From what, I don't know. Oh my God, all the pollution from the solar power. Oh my God, I can't stand this. No. So that's where our power is going to live, basically, for the future. And we're going to have to rebuild that later on. But having it there also presents us with kind of an interesting conundrum because of the way you get electricity into places. So I'm going to get our power lines. And you run a power line, just run it straight over the road. Zzz, and that is now going to provide electricity to this block right here, but not to its other blocks. But here's why you don't have to fill this up with power lines. Once that block gets a building on it, it'll then provide power to its neighboring blocks. And then the neighboring blocks will be powered, and therefore Sims will want to build on them. And that just spreads so on and so forth all the way up to a road. Then you want to run a power line over the road to power the next set of blocks. Now, the problem with where we've put our power station is that it's great for keeping it away from our residential areas. It's great for like keeping the pollution away from those areas as well. But it also means that in terms of like what's going to get built first, the industrial will get built, then the residential will get built, and commercial is going to get built last. And I guarantee you, not all of this is going to get saturated. So it means that like getting power across is kind of an expensive thing to do. So what we're going to do is instead of just building one, we're going to have to build like this. Build all the way across to here. Now, because this is now powered, this will be the first block of residential properties that will be built. Well, just as soon as this gets built. But this will all get saturated like really, really quick. So I'm not super worried about this. You can see there's like a little lightning bolt on the power lines. That's to say that they're not getting any electricity. Again, not a problem. Once this gets saturated, this will get electricity, and like that problem will take care of itself. Okay, so now we've got power. The next thing we need is water. Water has always been something that kind of like eluded me in SimCity. I didn't fully understand how water worked. I was like, you just build a bunch of water pumps and then you put pipes in and it's no problem. But again, what I was saying earlier, that weather has an impact on certain power stations. Weather absolutely has an impact on water. Again, because the simulation environment-wise is based on California. And California has droughts. So every now and again, it doesn't rain for a long period of time. And as a result of it not raining, there's less water available. And when there's less water available, there's less water to pump out into your towns. So people end up having their pipes run dry. And that's bad. You don't want that. And you can do a lot to like prevent that. I think there's an ordinance that sorts that out. No, go away. I don't want that. I want this. No, there isn't. I thought there was. Never mind. Okay, never mind. But there are ways of solving that, and that's by using water towers. So water towers, you can store water when there's lots of water, and then when there's no water, the water towers will drain out and basically top off however much water you've got. But for the time being, we want water pumps. So this lake, oh, hang on, is it fresh water? Yes, it's fresh water. Excellent. So you can build water pumps anywhere, and it doesn't matter. But if you build your water pumps next to a lake, oh damn, I forgot about electricity. Okay, I don't want to build there. I forgot they need electricity, just like every other building. Okay, so where am I going to build then my water pump? I think I might build it here. I'm going to build them here. But if you build next to a source of fresh water, the amount of water that they can pump out into your grid, I think, is multiplied by 4. So one water pump becomes 4 water pumps, and so for $100, you're getting a $400 water pump just by placing it next to a lake, and that's great. So we're going to build 3. No, I'm going to build 4. I'm going to build 4 of these, and that's those 4 are now 4, 8, 12, 16 water pumps worth of water, which is great. Just as soon as I get electricity to them. Now, let's get some power lines. Now I might just do, no, that's not going to work. I need to think about how I'm going to run my electricity, because no water, no buildings. Well, people will build, but they'll complain about it. Nah, you know what? We're just going to put up with some complaints. Let's build a simple electricity line again, and we'll just let that. We'll get water to the water pump, power to the pumps when industrial fills up, because industrial will fill up pretty quick, and they'll say there's no water, and it's like, yeah, okay, just now that you built, we'll get that sorted. Hopefully, I can't remember if they'll send power to each other diagonally. If they don't, what we'll do is we'll build water pumps here and here and here, and then they'll move like kind of that way, which will be fine. So next thing we need to do is have that water go somewhere. So, oh no, that's not what I want. I want pipes. So this is the underground view of like your town. So you can see here we've got pipes, and it says that they're empty, or it says that they're like idle, and there's no water moving through them. But they're not necessarily empty either. They're just like brand new. These will change color once they start like moving water through them. So again, pipes work the same way as power lines do, in that you only need to build a pipe to one block, and then when that block gets built, it builds its own like piping system, which will then provide water to its neighbors. So we'll build one pipe there, and we'll build we might as well build a pipe to there, and then we'll build a pipe to there, and then we'll build one for actually no. What I'm going to do for that is I'm going to build a pipe. We're going to spend the extra money and build a pipe directly from a pump to there, because once this gets built, it'll generate electricity, the pumps will kick on, and then they'll start getting water straight away to them, and then they'll stop complaining. So it's a little awkward, but it's whatever. Oh, that's right, and coal plants need water too. That's okay. We'll just build a little pipe to there, and that won't be a drama. It doesn't really desperately need water right now. It'll just complain. I think it'll actually put out less electricity, but given it's putting out 200 megawatts, that's plenty of power, like more than enough power for our town right now, so it literally doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm not going to deal with public transport. I can never get public transport to work, and even then we've only got trains. Right, we don't even have buses right now, I think. Yeah, roads and tunnels and stuff, that's it. Yeah, and you don't even have freeways in 1900. Don't need parks, because that's just money. Police stations, we don't need... Well, we don't need right now. It'll come up, it'll say, police station needed, and then we'll build one. Basically, as Sims complain about things, we'll build things. Okay, but I think we are ready to start. So, here's what's going to happen. This is going to start like filling up with industry. Then this is going to start to fill up with houses, and they'll complain. They'll be like, "Where's our electricity?" And then this might get a little bit of stuff going, and hopefully that'll, give us power. All right, here we go. Cheetah mode, and oh, look at that! Look at that! Let's go down there and have a look. Look at that! Straight away, industry already going. Right next to, here we go, here's the end of our year, and we've lost $8 because it's costing us money from our, we've earned $2 in property taxes. What are we spending money on? Oh, we're spending money on roads because we got a lot of roads. So that's where most of our money is being spent right now. But we're going to get more and more money as this starts to build. So you can see here, you can look, and you've got, we can even look at each individual building. Oh, here we go. Boom! We're breaking even right now, which is great. Breaking even is good. We're not losing money, but we're not gaining money. We'd like to gain money. We'd like to get into profit. So hopefully by next year, we'll get into profit. But we can look at these buildings. So look at this. Industrial substation, zone industrial. That's its land value. Pollution's low. Watered, no, but we're going to get solved in a minute. And then we've got things like chemical storage. And I think that's about it. $6. We're in profit. Yes. One of the most difficult things. I mean, being in profit, you can see how quickly, like within 3 years, I was able to turn over a profit. When I was a kid, trying to turn over a profit was the single hardest thing for me to do. And so it's sort of like my inner child. Every time I see on the balance sheet that we're in profit, I get a little bit giddy because it's like, oh, this is used to be the single hardest thing for me to do. Until I learned all of these lessons. All right, so what else have we got here? So we got that chemical storage, and what's this? That's a warehouse. Okay, so they're still building away. Oh, but residential is up. It's not quite. Okay, so it's not quite building as fast as I would. Yeah, now they're starting to get abandoned. So we're going to start to lose money. I thought this would be completely saturated. It's not. As you can see, industrial has now crashed through the floor. But residential's up, but residential isn't building because they have no electricity. That is a problem we can solve very, very cheaply just by extending our power lines to here and then running the simulation. Now, okay, that's what I thought was going to happen with the water. So, yep. We're back to breaking even again because we're not building any houses, and houses aren't going to get built because they don't have enough water? Is that what's going on? Let me have a look. Okay, so that hasn't been pumping long enough to pump water into the network, I think is what's going on. Okay. Alrighty. But no, give me this. Give me water pump. So I'm going to build a pump there, and a pump there, and a pump there. And that should solve the electricity problem for pumps. Yes, it does. Okay, so now everything's watered. Do I need to build pipes? No. I'm making $2. That's nice. Hang on a minute. Are they not? Are they not supplying? No, they are. Okay, so now there's water. Where's that water going? Is it not going anywhere? Come on, there's water. Oh, but the piping. No, hang on a minute. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. Now the water's flowing. Okay. So, pause the game. Let's have a look. Right, industrial's kind of coming back. Got heaps of residential. It's ready to go, guys. What are you doing? You got power, you got water. There we go. Now we're getting houses. Boom. Yeah, and that's housing is like residential is like where you make your money. So now we're up $7. That's good. Only one house. Yep, powering its neighbors. There we go. There it goes, and it all kicks off. Okay. This is good. So now, yep, and look, we're getting some commercial. Cool. And you can see like the power lines just get torn down, in that area. $37. How about that? And look, we've even started to get some traffic. Cool. Now we're kicking off. Now we're going. Now we're cooking. Alrighty, so that's going to saturate out and make us money, which is nice. Innisbrook constructs public buildings. So what's that? What are the public building they're building? Now it's just at the end of brainstorm innovation of this. Public buses. Okay. So again, what I was saying about newspapers have tell you, technological developments, things going on in your town. What this is now telling us is that they've got buses, not building, busing. So we now have access to bus depots as a part of our tech tree. I'm not going to muck with bus depots though, because I honestly don't know how bus depots work. That might be something I might go and research and then come back in a later day and we'll put buses in. Buses also just cost money. And even though they lower traffic, which makes your city more attractive, I've never really had a problem by not having buses, but I've always had problems by building buses. Every time I build buses, they're like, this bus is useless. It carries no people, but it's on the single busiest street in my town. What are you talking about? So I don't fully understand how buses work. You can see commercials crashed out, lots of abandoned buildings. That is pretty much going to be to be expected. Now, what are they saying? Are they saying anything? They want industrial. Okay, we've completely saturated our industrial and they're getting desperate. Okay, that's okay. We will now build more industrial. And we'll build it. Might as well build it right here, eh? Okay, so no, I'm going to build that first. And then I'm going to build that there, just to future-proof that. Then we're going to go industrial. Industrial. Boom. It's got power. It's got water. That is now golden. It is good to go. It is near roads. That should just, yep, look at that. Straight off the bat, immediately just building that industry straight out. Everybody's happy. Happy little clams. Okay, now residential's going through the roof. So I like to pause just while I'm building stuff, because otherwise the auto budget thing just pops up and pauses the game for me. And it's no. I just want to keep working. Right. That's not going to get built on because it has no power. That's okay. $2. Boom. Now it's got power. Does it have water? Did I build pipes? I did build a pipe. Okay. Not a problem. Okay. Now that's just going to start filling up with houses really, really quickly. Yep, there it goes. Once that one's built, it's going to start powering its neighbors. And that's the other thing. See, abandoned buildings still have power and they'll still power their neighbors. So even though this is looking a bit dour, it's still sending electricity along, so we don't have to try and work our way around it. Subways. We now have subway technology. Cool. Again, subways. Something I was never able to figure out. So I just don't do that. I managed to kind of get a subway system working in SimCity 3000, but it was a mess. It was just a complete rat's nest of tunnels. It was just awful. But that's how I had to do it. Okay, so what are we looking at? Okay, we want to build houses. Well, let's build more housing. So we're going to pause this, and we got some monies coming in, so that's nice. So far, nobody's complaining about like essential services, which is surprising. So let's just keep working. Let's build some more residential. I think I might be able to build. I'm going to try building like a proper like efficient block here. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to start from here. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to design. No, I don't want that. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? It's a real thinking game. SimCity. This is like a big part of the SimCity. Is like you sit here and just stare at a thing and just be like, how am I going to do this? It's probably why I'm really good at like moving houses and stuff, because moving houses is exactly the same thing. It's a lot of standing there and staring at something and figuring out how you're going to fit it. That's what SimCity is. I reckon if I just start from like here, 1, 2, 3, go. You reckon there? No, I think to there it'd be good. I'm gonna build. So if I built the road there. See, the hard bit is trying to make it fit. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. All the explosions. Okay, I know what I did wrong. D-zone. Okay. And it costs us money to do that, but whatever. It's like superficial at this point, how much money we're spending. We'll see, because that's going to be our edge, isn't it? Yeah, sort of. Well, that's basically our edge for housing. So 1, 2, 3. So that's where the road's got to be. So the road, because we want to build a house here, because again, that's going to make it really attractive. So 1, 2, 3. So that's how much room we've got to work with. Okay. But we can still build housing here, and that's all going to be happy once we put power in. And they'll be like, ooh, waterfront property. This is great. So then if I just follow that through to like there, and then go, how much further? Actually, how far along can we go? We can go, I think. No, we can't go that much further. Oh, no, I don't want to go that far. Okay, so I think the road there, yeah, is really going to determine that. And the road that way is going to determine that block. So if I do that and that, that's kind of what we've got to work within. So it's not the most efficient block, but this is what we do with working on an organic map, this is what you get. Okay, but that all works. And then we've got some room here in the middle, and we'll put some parks in there, and it'll look really pretty. So that's our new suburb. We've got to put electricity into it. So do that, and we'll go there, and there's our electricity. Let's get some pipes in there. So we'll build a pipe under that road, and we'll build a pipe under that road. And so now they all have water. Now let's bring up our tools so we can see what we're doing. And to the cheetah mode. Cheetah speed. Alrighty, and they're building. And we're getting some monies, which is nice. Slowly building, slowly building. Again, expanding out from where there's electricity available. I could have run a power line like all the way along and had it all just like spread out, and it wouldn't have been a problem. And like that's like a way to do it, but it just costs you more money because each power pole costs you $2, whereas I could just spend $2 and have my Sims take care of the infrastructure for free. So I'd much rather do that, and it makes no difference. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. Bang. Look at all this property. Oh, wow. Look at that waterfront property. What are you talking about? You got some of the best... you got the hottest property on the whole thing, and you're like, nah, I don't want to live there. Why would I want to live there? Okay. So we got nice little houses. I think, what are they? What are they technically? They are... middle-class homes is what they are. Those will change over time as, like, property values go up and stuff. Like, this house here will for sure not be a middle-class home forever. But they're just, citizens demand police. Here we go. So now we've got our first demand. Alrighty, citizens demand police. We're going to give them a police station. So, where do we want to put the police station? Again, we don't want to put it near our residential because I don't like that. But commercial people don't mind living near a police station. It makes them feel nice that if somebody shoplifts, there's a copper right there to deal with it. So they like having it near a police station. So the question is, do I want to build it there or there? And it's honestly just a matter of aesthetics. It doesn't matter. And I think I'll build it here because I think that's cool. Alrighty, and there's our police station. It is it's the biggest building in our town. It's just imagine the skyline of Party Town. It's like, you know, a house, a couple office buildings, and a pool. Oh no, we've actually got some big buildings. We've actually got some office buildings. Some small... I didn't know you could do that in... Yeah, all right. Low-density commercial office building. Okay, there we go. I thought that was only in dense commercial, but all right, sweet. Cool. Well, still, that's like one of the biggest buildings in the skyline is the police station. Alrighty. Speed. Cheetah. Fire protection. Oh, yeah, now they just want like all of the... Oh, I forgot to turn off disasters. Turn off the disasters. Oh, that would have been bad. Again, because we're just focusing on city building, I don't want to do any disaster management stuff. They want a fire station. I like to keep my, like, those kinds of buildings, like, next to each other. But just, that's going to, like, leave, like, 6 awkward squares there, where if I put it here, we can then put something in there. Like, maybe we'll put some parks or something in there. Like, we can put, I think what's a big park? How big is a big park? Yeah, that's a full-size thing. But a small park is 1 square. So we could put, like, some small parks in there and some more commercial if we wanted to. We can just fill that out later on. But we're not going to do that now because that's just money I don't want to spend. Okay, and now people are happy because we've got police and we've got fire. And as you can see here, now those things are costing us money, but are they proud to report the crimes at an all-time low? Fire coverage is excellent. Okay, so they're not complaining yet about not having enough money to do their jobs. So we can leave it at 30% and leave it really low, and it's not going to be a drama. So that's good. That's good because those things are like proper expensive. And in the meantime, industrial went through the roof. They want more industry. Okay. I suppose this whole area here then is just going to be like our industrial quarter. Hey. Right. Okay. What I might do is start... Yeah. Okay. How do I want to do this? Ooh, that's some good thinking music. How do I want to do this? Let's build the zone. Let's zone everything out first, and hopefully that will tell us where the roads will go. Again, I'm trying to expand my horizons in terms of like what we can do. Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to zoom back in. I can't see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Well, we've got a big square here. Let's just build the big square, and we'll build out from the big square. So, start here. 1, 2, 3. Build along. And then 1, 2, 3, and build along. How far? Oh, we can't build that far over. Well, we can build to like there though, and that's not a problem. And then it's going to go that way. So 1, 2, 3. We can go to there. And 1, 2, 3, and we can go to there. That's a big square. I don't think we need the square to be that big, do we? Because I only want a small space in the middle. So no, I'm not going to dezone because I think we could actually split this into a couple of different blocks. So let's get light industrial. And so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, we want like a block that big in the middle. So I can build there. And then I could put my road there. Oh, what? Whoop, that's a misclick, but whatever, we'll figure that out later. So we'll put our road there then. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now I'm starting to like see what I'm doing. Okay. So then we want to leave that alone. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Like there. And that's our square. So let's fill the roads in around it. So 1, 2, 3. So it's there. Okay, there's our square. That's what I wanted to do originally. Apparently that's like the most efficient way to build. So now what we're going to do is kind of just dezone as required. And it's costing us a little bit of money, but whatever. This is like, we're learning things. We're learning new things. Oh, no, I don't want to. Oh, screw it. I want to dezone that, but that's near a road, and we don't need that. I think that'll have to go. Okay. So then I can build 1, 2, 3 to like there. And I can build that along to there. And, no, we can go one extra. And along here, we can add an extra to there. And we can build... I don't really want to... I might leave that alone. We can build on this edge, though. So we'll go 3 to there. But I think that's as far as that'll go because of the mountain. So... that's that. Build a little extra industry there. And how far out can I build that? I can go to there, and then I can go across, can't I? Yes. I like to build square roads. Just like that's just how I am. I still like to have a grid of some kind. Yeah, that'll work. So then I'll fill that in as appropriate, like so. And yeah, I can fill that all in with industry too. So that's all, yeah, because that's all within 3 squares. And how far out can that road go? Literally to there. Yeah, okay, so that's gonna, yeah, okay, so the problem with roads is that they don't automatically like dezone whatever you build on top of them. That'll still be zoned industrial, commercial, whatever. So you still have to dezone it. Otherwise, because like, let's say a road gets demolished because like you were stupid and you only had 95% funding to your transit authority or whatever. The second like a road collapses and like goes and explodes, if it's zoned industrial and you've got like high demand for industrial, somebody's like, great, I can put a warehouse there right in the middle of where a road used to be, because that's smart city planning. So you have to dezone it just in case like mistakes like that happen. And I've had that happen a couple of times. And even though like theoretically it's no big drama just to like demolish it, you feel bad about doing it. You're like, oh, I don't want to eminent domain this. I've seen the castle. I don't want to do this. So you just may as well not have it zoned industrial to begin with. It saves a lot of heartache in the long run. Okay, so now we've got all of our roads. We've got a nice little kind of like industrial district going over here. We now need to connect it with the rest of our road network. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go bang, and we're going to go whoop-de-doo. There we go. There's our road. So now it's got road. Now we need to give it power. So we're going to go power to here. And then we'll build another road there. Another one there. Another one there. Yeah, because that way it'll build out from that corner. Yeah. Water is the next thing. So from our power station, we're going to go whoop, and we'll just follow the power lines for the water. There we go. Okay. That should now start to get built. And then we've got some room here. We'll put, we will put more industrial in as it goes. But what I really wanted to do was build that. And like just trying to figure out how to do that is tricky because you got to remember the article I read demonstrated that exact thing with ASCII art. So trying to figure it out, trying to convert like a bunch of like lines and asterisks in my head into that was like what I was trying to do. Okay, but we've done it now. So now that we've got that, once we'll run the simulation again at cheetah speed, and that should start building out nicely. I said that should start building out nicely. Come on, you got all this industrial. What are you talking about? Or is it because it's far away? Like, far away. There's no connections. People don't want to, like, drive, I don't want to drive all the way out there. Okay, hang on a minute. I think I can fix this, like, literally just by, like, building a road here. To our, yeah. Spend $1,000 to Lister. I think that'll fix it. Will it? I honestly don't know. No? No, yes, that is what, yeah, that was it. It was honestly that simple. People just didn't want to make the drive. But people in Lister are willing to make the drive. Cool. Alrighty. So there's our industrial. I might have to, like, build industrial a little closer. That's no problem. We can do that pretty easily just by going 1, 2, 3. All the way along. That's all got power and everything. So, yeah, now it's going to build that out there. So, well, we've got a future district here. That's no big drama. Okay, yep. So now industrials are getting filled. Water shortage reported. There it was. There was our drought. Okay, so now the amount of water that we have in our system is not enough, and we need to fix that. So what are our water needs? How do I work that out? Oh, God. I don't remember. Hang on a minute. I think if I... Yeah, watered 22,000 gallons a month. But how much is the city using? I don't remember. Okay, well, I think what we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to build some water towers. Water towers, that's it. That's what I'll put right there next to our police station and our fire department. Another critical bit of infrastructure. Water towers. By the way, water towers you can put straight up like in residential areas, and like people are really chill about that. Like, I mean, it's almost like, have you seen, rural America with the water tower in the town and everything? Like that's, yeah, people are used to that. So what we'll do is we'll put a water tower there, and we'll put a water tower there or there. I'm going to put it there, because then we can have parks by the road, and that'll look really pretty. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have water towers in. Are they piped in? Should be piped in. Yeah, because they're connected to everything around it. Yep, okay, cool. So they're piped in. So what's going to happen is that when there's like in the early, the years are going by super fast, but for like your average sim, time travels just as time travels normally. So like it's, in the early part of the year, it's winter. Middle of the year, it's summer. End of the year, it's winter. And that's where like the rainy seasons are, is at the start and the end of the year. But it's dry in the summer. So you want to make sure you've got enough water to get you through that summer period, which like, it doesn't look like it's a big of a drama when you see water shortage reported, because it's literally there for like 2 seconds at max speed. But that 2 seconds for you is still like 4 to 6 months for your Sims. and they don't like being thirsty for 4 to 6 months. I mean, that's, yeah, of course. So we need to plan around that. Hopefully the water towers should solve our water problem, but I'm going to leave it on pipe mode, and that'll tell us, ooh, we've reached a population goal. So, Party Town awakens. Hats off to Mayor SimCity 2000. Yeah, this is the GOG version of the game. You can't, like, register it with your own name, but you could have, like, if you registered it as, like, John, it would say Mayor John. The version of the game I had was registered to my mum, so it would say Mayor Robin. Hats off to Mayor SimCity 2000, who's nurtured Party Town from its infancy to a robust population of over 2,000 Denzians. To over 2,000. Denzians are proud to present the mayor with a private mansion they reportedly raised the funds for. The grandiose token of appreciation is available just as soon as the mayor picks the cherry spot on which to build the not-so-humble but well-deserved abode. So basically what they're saying is you've reached a population of 2,000, and it's kind of like like a SimCity 2000 90s version of an achievement system. Every time you reach certain like levels of population, you get like bonus buildings, which don't do much other than be like trophies that you put in your town to say, yo, look, to flex on like how big your population is. I got a mansion. So we're going to do that after we figure out the water problem. So, aeroplane arrives. Okay, now planes are a thing. So now we can build airports. And again, we're not going to build airports probably for a really long time because airports are enormous. In order to make an airport like actually work and do anything, I think it has to be 15 by 15 tiles. It's just enormous. And I don't want to do that. Right now, anyway. I don't want to try and figure that out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to build it across the river, so we're not going to do that. Alrighty. Let's look at our water. So we need our water towers to start. So that water tower's doing something. Highways are a thing. Cool. Probably not going to use those for a long time. Okay, so now our water towers are starting to fill with water. And constructs. Water treatment plants. Awesome. Water treatment plants are good. That's a way of getting extra water. Basically, it's like, Sims, just like normal humans, pee and poo. So you can use the water treatment to turn that back into water through like reverse osmosis and stuff and bolster your water supply, which is something you need to do in SimCity because, again, it's based on California's weather and that's a way of getting you through droughts. So, does it explain? No, it doesn't. It's just flavor text. Okay, that's okay. We might not need one, though. Because, see, the problem with water treatment plants is they're very expensive, and I don't want to build one if I absolutely don't have to. So it looks like... Oh, nope. Just pause. Look at that. Okay. So see here where everything's blue and it's kind of like it was animated. That means water's flowing and you've got water. Grey pipes mean there's no water. So that water tower is now empty, which is a problem because ideally it should be full. Not like it doesn't have to be full to the brim, but it should be outputting water basically year round. And the way you do that is by making sure you've got enough water towers to store water in wet months to release in dry months. So that's telling me we need more water towers, which is okay because I can build one. So we're going to build one right here in our industrial district because why not? Build it right there. And that'll eventually get piped in over the next couple of months. Hang on a minute. I just want to look at what this water tower is doing. So it's got that's got no water stored in it. That's got 1,000. So we're not storing enough water to meet our demand in the dry months. And I suspect some of that has to do with the fact that we don't have enough water pumps either. So I might have to build more of them, but we're kind of getting low on cash. But the residential district is picking up and we've got room to build. So we might be okay if I just build like a couple. No, not pipes. I don't want pipes. That's right. I want get back to water pump. We might be okay if I build a pump there, there, and there. Again, because we're building next to fresh water, one pump outputs 4 times as much water. So that's basically 12 water pumps. That should cover us, I hope. Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't it? Alrighty, let's look at... Well, let's go back to pipe view. Back to our underground view and cheetah, and let's see. So that's now saturating up with water. So now we're in the wet months. Okay, February, March, here we go. It's getting dry. They're now blowing out, no problems. Okay, we're now meeting our water needs. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so that's it. Now we've got plenty of water. All right, cool. Now we can do the fun thing. And let's put in our mansion. So I'm going to slow the simulation down to turtle while we do this. So basically, turtle, it'll tick over, but I think the months will change over like once every like 10 seconds or something. And mayor's house. So where do we want to build it? So it's 4, but where do I want to build it? Do I want to build here? See, I don't... Technically speaking, I could build it there, and it would be like... all good. Oh god, wait, did I remember to build pipes? No, I did, because that's piped in, because the pipe's there. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry. Okay, I could build there, and that would like look good aesthetically, but then I'm giving up like really good waterfront property that I could sell later on. And as the mayor, I want to sell waterfront property. I don't necessarily need waterfront property for myself. So, but I want to live near waterfront. I want to be adjacent, right? Because I earned it, you know. So maybe I'll build there, or I can build... I mean, this is kind of a little awkward spot. So maybe I'll build there. And then the mayor's house is right near the entrance. And people can be like, welcome to Party Town. There's the mayor's house. And people can be like, what's up, Mayor Party Man? So maybe we'll build there. Yeah. Oh, right, but now it has no electricity. Okay. And every time you build a thing like that, it's like, it goes, yay, because it's an achievement. All right, power line. So there's our power line. Bang. Now it's got power. Because it's still a building like everything else. You need to, like, power it and water it and everything like that. So do that, and then we'll do a pipe. That will just go whoop-de-doo. Okay, so now we're going to get water there. And then there we go. Okay, so now we have the mayor's house, which suspiciously looks like the White House. But, you know, what are you going to do? Maybe it's a little rambunctious, you know, but like, hey, it's Party Town. So what? Okay, so now people want more residential, but they're still filling that in. But I might plan ahead and put in... Oh. Right, I want to put property here, don't I? Or do I? Do I just want to dedicate this to water pumps and then dedicate this side to waterfront property? I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I want to build housing along here, take advantage of the 3 blocks, and it's all powered and watered. And then I can put water pumps along here, and that's kind of all of our water needs going forward into the future. Yeah. And then we can put some waterfront property here, and it'll all look nice. Alrighty. These are like things I've honestly never had to worry about because I always built on a flat map. This is like my first proper organic map, and like I'm surprised at like how much I have to think through just to like get things going. All right. Yeah, so that's all going. Let's go back to cheetah speed now. And that's building all the houses. And let's look at our industrial district. Yeah, we're making money. That's good. Okay, so we're starting to build into our area. Not by too much. Okay. Everything's still... Actually, we should check this. Proud to report the crime is low. Fire response is good. We could use more... Yeah, I should probably build a hospital. And... we need more adequately funded grade schools, yeah, because our populations, like I said, commercial relies on like having an educated population, and I just don't. I just don't. So we should probably like invest in schools, but we have so little money, and schools are so expensive. I don't want to do it. How much are hospitals? $500. Oh, jeez. Jeez-a-loo. Alrighty. Again, residentials don't mind living near a hospital. They're pretty chill about that. I'll put a hospital there. That's a good spot for it, isn't it? Yeah. Alrighty. They don't mind living near hospitals because, again, it makes them feel good knowing there's a hospital, like, right there. But it needs electricity, so let's go to total. Let's put electricity, and it needs water. So let's put water in. Okay. Oh, am I dropping frames? Apparently I'm dropping frames. Alright. I don't know if... Seems to be okay. Hopefully. Alright. Let's keep going. If it drops any more frames, I'll see if I have to, like, fiddle with it. Anyway, we got pipe, we got our hospital with water, and we've got hospital with power, so the hospital is now going. Yep, hospital's pretty happy. Cool. Oh, and you can rename hospitals and stuff as well. I just never do because, like, I always end up putting in, like, a whole bunch, and it's just a whole thing you can do. I think you can do it with, you can do it with police stations as well. And you get all these interesting little stats, like how many police officers you got, how many crimes are reported, and how many arrests you make. You get, I think, has response time. Look, 13 minutes. Oh, so good. Okay. That response time is probably going to go through the roof, but it literally doesn't matter. Okay, now industrial is way up. Why is that? It should mean, if I go back over to our big districts, we're not fully saturating it yet. Probably, oh, right, okay, so it's probably just happened. Is that going to start saturating, or is it just not happy because of how far away it is? It might be a location issue. Like, again, Sims don't want to live too far away from where they work. And I mean, this industrial district is now, like, on the exact opposite end of town from the residential district. So that might be causing a problem. But it doesn't seem to be. I suppose as the increase in demand for residential goes up, increase in industrial goes up, they're just, like, slowly saturating the district. Doesn't seem to be that big of a problem. We don't have a whole lot of traffic on this road. As soon as we do, though, I'm going to have to, like, expand that road out, but I'm not going to do that until it's necessary, just because that's money. I don't want to spend on maintenance. So we should be pretty good. What is our $30? Oh, that's not bad. Okay. I'm not spending a whole lot on our roads, which is okay. That is, whoa. Oh boy, if there was somewhere we should put public transport, it's like there. Oh my god. They're all using that road. They're not using that road. Okay. Apparently traffic management in SimCity 2000 is, like, amazing. I've heard, like, urban planners and stuff say that, like, you can use, like, the traffic management in this thing is great. Ah, here we go. She's gonna blow! So that's telling me that I need to demolish my power plant, and I need to build a new one. So with everything except for wind turbines and hydroelectric, every 7 years you need to replace your power plants. And it's attributed to, like, wear and tear and stuff like that. And, like, there's only so much maintenance you can do to a building before you just have to pull it down and rebuild it. And that's what they're saying. So they're saying that... is it every 7 years or is it every 50 years? I think it's every... Yeah, that's right. No, it's every 50 years you got to pull them down. So every 50 years, you got to pull them down and rebuild them. And that's what it's saying. This thing's been going for the last 44 years. And in the next 5 years, it's going to go boom. And it does. If you do nothing about it, it will just explode. So we're just going to pause. Like, I mean, I'll show you. Basically, the way it explodes as if it's being demolished. So we need to demolish the building. Boom. And it would just do that on its own if we didn't do anything. And then we need to clear out all of the rubble. And we're doing this on pause because otherwise our town has no electricity. And then power plant. And then we'll build another coal power plant because we could build gas, but then that's, like, basically all of our money. So we build that. And that was, oh boy, that was expensive. But you got to do it. You got to do it. So... that's that, and now we can run our simulation again. Citizens demand schools. Oh, Ugh, damn it. That's expensive. That's a lot of money I don't want to spend. But this is what happens. We got to manage these complaints. Okay, the plus side of building schools is we can build them right here, so we're not like really taking up a lot of space. But I think I might build them along here. Oh wait a minute, don't I have room set aside for schools? Oh, I don't know if I can build a school in there. Ooh, let's find out. Okay, so speed. Let's just go to total speed for now. Schools. It's that one. So they want a school. How big is a school? Yeah. Okay, it's that big. So then we'll just put the school right here. And again, it'll get rid of our power lines, but that's again, it's same as all the other buildings. How much is it? $250. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought. That's not as dear. We'll build it there, and it raises the property value of these houses because people like living near schools. And that's just an elementary school. So what's our education bill at? Like next to nothing. Yeah. So if we look at it, yeah. So school is an element. It's kind of like it's a primary school. So it's like students from 6 to 13, and then they go to a high school. Now, right now, our capacity is 1,500, and we've only got 170 students, and they're all at A plus. So, like all the kids in there, there's plenty of teachers for all of the students that are in there. The school's not overcrowded, and as a result, they're able to like study better and like have access to resources. So they're all performing grade A plus, and that's good because that means that it raises the IQ of your city. And a high IQ city means that they'll build things like they'll want dense commercial buildings, which is good because they're low pollution and high money, high income. So that's good, but it's not good enough on its own. Like having a school means you'll have a bunch of smart 12-year-olds, but they're not smart enough to go and be CEOs of corporations. So in the future, we'll have to build. Oh no, that's right. No, school counts as primary school and high school. It's colleges you need, and that's $1,000, and it's a big building that I don't want to spend right now. So you need a college, and that's to get university degrees for people to get their MBAs and their bachelors of things. Basically, to get degrees to put on their walls. That's what you need a college for, and then they want to go and work in office buildings and eat bagels and marry members of the royal family. So that's that. But we don't need that right now because they're not demanding it. Also, in order to keep up a highly intelligent population, you need libraries and museums. Like a library is good for people to go and read books and say, oh, okay, I need to know about law. I need a book. And museums keep them cultured. They're like, oh, have you heard about the new modern art exhibit about butts? I don't know what modern art is. I don't go to modern art museums. But my sister does. Like, she tells me that they're great. So, yeah, that's what you need to, like, maintain the IQ. So, like, people coming out of college are, like, really high, but as they get older, that IQ slowly goes down. And the way you got to maintain it is by, like you can kind of, like, taper it off, by, like, keeping, libraries and museums open and having enough of them for all the Sims that want to access it to access it. But right now, we're poor. We're not going to do that. We ain't got no money for that. And we're pretty happy with having high residential and high industrial. Okay, so they're still not really taking to this district, and I suspect it is because it is a distance thing. So maybe if we build more residential here, that effectively brings us closer to that district, and more people will want to move into that district. But it also brings us, like, see, that's our buffer, our commercial buffer right there. And then there's the start of our industrial district, and people don't really want to live near industrial. But it's not. It's not that it's not that they won't. It's just that they don't want to. Nuclear power, cool. Alrighty. Let's just build our residential anyway. Oh, but what roads? I do need to consider roads. Well, that's effectively our border anyway. And so we may as well build a road there. Just build one for now, just to let us know that's where our border's going to be. And then where does that road go? It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, okay. So we'll build, I think that's as far as that can go there. Rotate the map. Now I can do that. Yeah, that works. Okay. I know what I can do. I will put some parks here. That'll make it attractive. That's what we'll do. Okay. Small parks, they're cheap. Yay, everybody likes parks. Look at that. Got some small parks in the industrial. Industrial, again, literally doesn't care. You put parks there and they're like, yeah, okay, cool, thanks, bro. But people really like it. And because now, hopefully it should raise the property value. Like parks also like raise property values. So hopefully it should balance out the negatives we're taking from being near an industrial zone, and having a park there should like even everything out. I hope. I genuinely. Oh, and it's got no electricity, so we need to solve that problem. That's a problem we need to solve. Okay, and it's probably got no water too. Yeah, I just need to put one pipe in, and that'll solve our water problem. Okay, now let's go back to cheetah mode. And over the next few years, yeah, see, we're starting to see housing built right by the school. That's like that's the hot property right there. That's what people. Oh no, look at this, bang! Because the jobs are there and the park's there. I think the balancing out's working. So now, what we should start to see is this growth. Yeah, we're starting to see. Are we going to see some major growth? Yeah, we are. Look at that. We're starting to see some big growth coming in. Are we, or is it just getting abandoned? No, I think it's starting to grow in. It's coming in slowly though. Yeah, it's not. It's helped, but it's not completely cured it. Yeah. See, now we've got all the houses, and you can see the houses are looking a little different too. So you got luxury homes. Yeah, and they just different flavors of luxury homes. As the property values go up, right, you go from middle class to luxury. So this is like really where people like to be. This is the hustle and bustle. You've got all your shops right there and all your infrastructure. You got a school right next to you. You're really close to your job. Like that's kind of like your ideal real estate. People are really happy with that. But residential's still high, so I think we might just keep that going. Dr. Barton invents gas power. That's just, more tech on the tech tree, which is nice. But let's build out our roads. So we'll just pause. No, we don't need to pause. We'll go turtle. Build our road there. And then 1, 2, 3 to there. Then I can put like parks and stuff behind it. I'm just trying to figure out how to like build into. Trying to figure out how to build. I'm sorry. I have this habit of pointing at the screen, and it's like you can't see me pointing at the screen, so you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure out how to build into this area here with the hill on it. And I mean, eventually we're going to have to like build a road, and then we can use all the flat area up above it. But I want to avoid doing that for as long as possible because I don't know why. There's absolutely no reason not to. Planning, I guess, it's going to be a pain in the bum, and I don't want to really do that right now. But hang on, where does that road go? That road goes to there. Oh, we can wait. So that road will go into a corner, and it won't. Yeah, we can't build up that. We can build up there and there. So that's like mildly awkward. Can we? If I level that terrain, and that's kind of water shortage. Okay, so we need to deal with water as well. Yeah, that solves that problem. Okay, cool. And it costs us 50 to $100 to do it. That's fine. Okay, so water's going to be a problem. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, we should Yeah, probably because these aren't able to store enough water. I think we're able to pump enough, but probably not storing enough. That's okay. We've got room here. We'll build a water tower right there. People like water towers. So we'll build our water towers, and they'll fill with water not this year, but next year. Might throw in a couple of pumps just because, you know, why not? They're just expensive. Yeah. Let's do that, and we'll see how that goes over the next couple of years. We might still have water shortages. I mean, water shortages are always going to pop up every now and again. This is just part of the growing pains of a city. But hopefully that should take care of it for the next, 5 or 10 years. We shouldn't have to worry about that, which honestly just means we're just kicking the can, honestly, 3 minutes down the road. But let's go back to building our residential district. So let's go back to here. We're going to build that road to there. Okay, how do we want to do this? Because if I could just build 3 and bang, and there's our residential, but then what do we do with all that space behind it? And I want to maximize the usage of my space. I suppose if I could build a road there that then connects onto there or there. Actually, if I built the road there, that solves that problem, doesn't it? So I could go there and then right up. Yeah. So we'll do that. Because then we can build road up to there, and that deals with that. And that gives us a road there to move through. I go 1, 2. If I can go that way and that way, it gives us space behind it. We can put in a police station or something. We can put a police station or something behind it, or I should say, a school behind it. And the school, I'm pretty sure schools don't need roads. It doesn't say it does. I don't know. We'll put a school there and we'll find out. Oh no, schools need roads. Yes, no, that's right, because that's a problem. It pops up with schools need roads. School, yeah, okay, so you have to build a school on a road. But I don't think parks and police stations and stuff don't. And other things I don't think can we fit a stadium there? No, we honestly can't. We can fit a big park there. Oh yeah, there we go. We'll put a big park in there. When we've got the cash to do it. So that should all work out fine. We just need to give it power. And we need to give it water. And that should be enough. That side's already going to have water, so it's already going to have electricity. So that side should be just easy as pie to build on. But I don't want to build all the way up to here because I want to have my road there, don't I? Yeah, to there. Because then we can build property here and there. Right. Okay, so we're going to zone. Should we keep zoning light? Ooh, what's our population? 4,000. Yeah, no, because look, this is where all the luxury homes are. We'll make this our kind of our fancy district, and then because this is going to be our wealthy district, and then maybe after this, beyond this lake, we'll start building dense. That's probably going to be the way to go. Yeah. All right. So 1, 2, 3 to there. And then it's going to get electricity from there. There's a water pipe running directly underneath there, so that should all start building up pretty soon. What do we do about here? I'm probably going to keep pipes to there. Yeah, so if I built a road behind it, we're only going to get 2 squares. But that's just part of having an awkward organic map. So, alright, let's do this. Let's do that. And do that. And then... Oh! What did I do? That's an awkward road. Cool. That's $75 I just wasted on a misclick. Misclicks can, like, cost you pretty dearly. Thankfully, it was just, like, a road. It's not a lot of money, so it's not that huge of a drama. Okay, and then we will build... I don't want to build all the way out to there, do I? No. So I'm going to build just to here. Yeah, that'll do. So, like, there. And then we can do a 3 there. And then that's right by the water. Oh, and I don't think Sims really care about living near water pumps. They might do, but it doesn't seem to be that huge of a drama. I've never really noticed if it was a problem or not. But hopefully with that... Yeah, so they're slowly kind of coming into here. I might just start building some industrial, because they're really liking this bit. So I might just build some more industrial along, just to kind of stoke the growth a little bit. Yeah, just to like there. We'll build a power line there. And then, has it got water? No, it's on the other side of the road. So if I build that there, then now it's got water. Okay. Now, let's see how that goes. So... yeah, that's all coming in. And they're all kind of... oh, yeah, but they're immediately being abandoned and turned into middle class. Okay, so rich people don't want to live near water pumps. That's something we've now learnt. But middle class people are pretty chill about it. But that's okay. We've got our, like, rich neighborhood over here. Yeah. So they're filling that in slowly but slowly. Oh, need for commercials going up. Ooh. Ooh. That's a new problem we haven't had for a while. In what? First time in 60 years, commercial is through the roof. Okay, so we need to build more commercial. Ooh. I honestly hadn't thought about that. Rich people want places to go shopping. What do we do? I mean, I suppose I could put some commercial in here. It honestly doesn't matter. I just rather keep this for industrial. Yeah, alright, let's go back to turtle speed. Oh, power plant needed. Oh, that's the next problem. We've hit the wall in terms of how much one coal plant can do. We need to build a second one. That's, like, honestly got to be our priority. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, I was hoping we could earn more money before this. But it's got to get done. Oh, the gas power is pretty cheap. Yeah, it only... is it worth having gas... I mean, gas power is cheap. But the problem with gas power is that it's $2,000, and for twice the price, I can have 4 times the power with coal. And that's what we need right now, is the power, because I could put the gas power in, and that'll solve the electricity problem we have right now. But in, like, honestly, in a few minutes, we're gonna saturate that, and it'll be a problem again. I'd rather put, no, I'm gonna put the coal power in. It's expensive, but we got to do it. No, we'll put it right up against the edge because it doesn't really need a road. Do I want to put it there? Or do I want to put it there? No, because I want to have that room for more industrial, sorry. No, I think that was the best spot for it. Yeah, have it next to the other plant. That way you know where your power plants are, and that's nice. So, but I may as well put it there just to use up the space. Okay, and now we need to put a power line. We'll just connect the two together, and that should solve. Yeah, immediately solves our power issues, I believe. Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. Now we really need that commercial district, though. Oh boy, do we need a commercial district and fast. Okay, so like I said, Sims don't mind living near commercial areas. So I think I might put some. I'm going to put a little bit of commercial. Well, they don't mind living near light commercial. Dense commercial, they have a problem with, I think. So I'm going to put some in there, and they're going to be pretty chill about that. In fact, they'll like it because it's also jobs. So anybody living here and working here has like the easiest commute in the world, and they love that. I can throw some commercial into there. Some shops behind the mayor's house is always nice. And I don't want to use up that. I want to keep that for a road. So I can go 1, 2, 3 to there and to there and to there. And that just then needs electricity. Oh, and that doesn't need electricity or water because that's all good. That needs water though. That's cheap enough. Okay, but our water towers are empty, which means we need more water pumps. They're not filling. Are they filling? Wait, hold on. I want to see if they're filling. 0 stored gallons. Yeah, so like this is like the time when it should be filling up and it's not. Yeah, they're completely emptied out. So that's going to be an issue, I think, soon. Yeah, water shortage reported. Yeah, okay, so we need more water pumps. But I just... how big of a water... Oh, wow, it's like now year-round. Yeah, we've completely saturated our water pumps. Okay, well, we can afford it. We can afford to buy more water pumps. So we'll do that. We'll just prioritize building these ones because they're worth more. And then let's see how that goes for solving our water problems. Okay, we're in the dry period. It's all good. Coming back into the wet season. Okay. All right. Nice. Nice. Okay, we've alleviated it. And we've put in exactly the right amount of commercial space because I think we've completely saturated all of the commercial that I put in. Did we? Where did I put? I swear I put in 3. I did. Yeah. Okay, and that's completely alleviated our commercial problems. Now people just want more industrial. Which they're still... Yeah, they just... Sims are a finicky people, I tell you that. Alrighty. So then I guess we just keep zoning nearby. Let me put one there. I might start doing dense industrial because then, well, actually, I don't know. Now it's starting to grow. Okay, all right. Okie dokie. Is that actually growing, or am I just seeing things? No, they're slowly building out into there. Yeah, they're pretty happy with the light industrial. Alright. Okay. Alright, and the money's coming in. Wind turbines. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, very, very, very nice. We're going to put in some wind turbines. Because wind turbines are very cheap, but they're very cheap and they don't put out a lot of power. See, 4 megawatts for $100, but you never ever ever have to replace them. You put in a you put in like a wind turbine, and it's set and forget. You just it guarantees you're always going to have that 4 megawatts. So we got a bit of cash. And they only take up 1 block as well. The only thing is that people don't like to live near them. Like, I mean, which what else is new? I guess. So we're going to put in, but industrial could not care less. So they don't need roads, and I don't think they need water either. No, they don't. So we're putting out 36 megawatts. So that's an extra 36 megawatts we're just putting into the grid, which is really, really nice. And again, they're only 1 block tall. Only need 1 block. So like, if there's any like awkward blocks, spend $100, throw in a wind turbine, and it's just like a little extra power in your city for like next to no maintenance. It's perfect. Oh, excellent. Okay, and no pollution too. They don't pollute. So like, it's just they're really great. You just need like, if you were going to go full, and I've done it before in cities, if you want to go like fully environmentally friendly power, you need lots, like you need to dedicate, I'm not even joking, like 30 or 40 squares, like 40 by 40 squares, like basically a whole corner of your map to wind turbines. And then you need to have a whole bunch of solar power as well. And between the two of them, you can like get enough power for a full city. But you just have to accept that you just need to spend a heck of a lot of money to do it. It's really, really expensive, but that's fine. So that's all coming in. Residential's kind of gone up a little bit, but it's not super high. People want more industrial still. I think I might start doing heavy industry. So, although we got this water here, maybe we could do some balancing work and put some residential in there. Let's experiment. Well, no, actually, because nothing will get built there right now anyway, because the demand isn't high enough. Let's start doing some dense industrial here, because that's what I wanted to do anyway. I'm going to leave that for a road. So from here, build our 3. And it should be powered and watered. Let's see what that does. I'm just going to leave that. That's our little patch. That's our experimental patch. Okay. So it's not getting built on. Nobody really wants it. How do I solve the industrial problem? What if I just built it closer? Like, because I was going to put a road in there anyway. Let's finish off this road, which is what I wanted to do anyway. And then we've got this 1 block strip, which is no drama. Let's put dense industrial into here. And let's see what happens. And they're building. They're off. Okay. They're building like crazy. Okay, so it really is just a distance thing. Straight up. Okay. Desal plants. Oh, that's cool. I don't think we'll need a desal plant, actually. So desalination plants, if you have like a coastal city or something, hang on. That's fresh water. Yeah, we don't need desal plants. If this was salt water, we could put a desalination plant there, and a desalination plant is basically a water pump for salt water. You can put a water pump next to salt water, but it receives no benefit because it doesn't pipe out the salt water. Only desal plants do that. So, but we don't need one, and that's great because honestly, hang on, how much is desalination? $1,000. Yeah, I don't want to spend $1,000 compared to just $100 on a water pump. Yeah, oh boy, nope, don't need that. So we're lucky. We've avoided that awkwardness. So that's great. Okay, but I think I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in dense. I'm going to put in dense in residential here. Just see what happens. Because we're near the water, and we might get a benefit from that. Oh, we still need to put power there. We'll put power into it, and we still need to put a pipe into it. So we'll do that. I reckon I reckon that'll start to build up because I think again, industrial bad but water good, lake good. I think should even it out, and people will want to live there. You're not going to get luxury homes there though, and that was never going to be the case. Like, so we weren't going to have high property values. And dense industrial is just apartment buildings, and I think this is going to be like your workers' quarter, like real working class, like your battlers. So they don't mind living. They like living in apartment buildings. So, or those working class Sims don't mind having apartments. All right, let's speed the simulation up and see what happens. Solar power, yay! Actually, what is? Yeah, see, 50 megawatts for $1,300. Like, it's slightly cheaper than gas and it doesn't pollute, but like, yeah, it just doesn't generate enough electricity to be worth it. Especially when like you could probably when you can get like for like $100 less, you can put in 3 hydroelectric plants and get like more power. So yeah, it just doesn't have the bang for buck. Okay. Industrial need is up. Residential need is up, and if it's really high, but they're not wanting to build here. Well, it is dense. Maybe they just don't want to. Oh no, here we go. I spoke too soon. We're getting a building. Let's see what happens. Okay, what are we getting? What are these? Oh no! Oh, bang. The other thing with wow, holy moly, we got a church. Okay, I totally forgot. You can, churches get built on dense. Oh wow, what's that? Nice apartments. Wow. Okay. All right. That's like a luxury. Yeah. All right. And that's the thing with dense. With dense, you need to really give it space to grow. Like, I mean, having that one strip doesn't really do much. Where here you can see you need at least 4 squares for larger buildings, which are currently abandoned, but whatever. Okay, commercial needs are back. Industrial needs are down. Okay. I could build some commercial here, but yeah, I probably should because that's what I think these people want. Commercial is where that demand is coming from. So we're building up against this mountain anyway. Let's throw in some dense commercial there. Okay. Arcologies are now starting to be a thing. I didn't realize that was this early. Far out. So arcologies are your end game like buildings. We're not even remotely near. You need to have a population of 400,000 to unlock arcologies. And we're not even remotely near that right now. Like and arcologies are your end game, like residential, commercial, industrial buildings. An arcology is an entire city inside one building. So they're really great to start building in your end game, and you can push your population like into the billions on like the same space. But we don't, and it's all of your residential, commercial, industrial all in one building. It's great. You can just basically completely replace your city with it. But we don't want to do that right now. In fact, what are we at? 71,000. We're not quite there yet. So let's build our dense commercial and see what happens. I'm going to build it there. I just want to give it some breathing room. It's going to need electricity. And it needs water. I keep forgetting about the water. Must not forget about the water. Oh no, it's building even without the water. Yeah. But water makes it nice. People like water. Water is good. So what are we doing? Got a shopping centre, and we've got an office building. Cool. Yep, that's exactly what they wanted. And the commercial is going down. Alrighty. Yeah, we're building and building and building and building. Sweet. So that's all getting built up nicely. And that's, yep, now our commercial demand is gone all the way down. Okay, but people want houses. People are flocking to Party Town. Alrighty, so then let's continue on with building around our lake. Let's build our lakefront properties. And we're going to build those light because that gives us, time running. Oh, no, which one? Okay, no, we need to build another power plant. Okay. Which one is the one that needs replacing, though? I think it's this one. Yeah, age 49 years. What's this one at? 29 years. Okay, so I got to replace that one. Well, we've actually got a fair bit of cash, though. Ooh, but not quite enough for nuclear power. Usually I don't like to put in nuclear power just because, like, I personally don't like nuclear power, but also it also runs the risk of, like, having a meltdown and then having radiation. But that's a disaster. We've turned disasters off. So, like, putting in nuclear then is not a problem. And it's, like, it's expensive, but look how much money, wait, 4, 8, 12, 16, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, it's not quite as much bang for the buck as coal power, but it's the most it's the most environmentally friendly for it. So that's what you're trading off there. You're trading off some bang for your buck for no pollution, which is really, really good. But it's kind of not worth it right now to do. I think we're just going to build more coal power. So we need to demolish the old coal plant, and you can't build on rubble. You have to get rid of the rubble. So we get rid of the rubble. Power plant, coal power. Put it in. And also, like, you can see now, like, that was nowhere near as dear to buy because our city's expanding. So that's cool. We'll go back to cheetah speed for a bit. Actually, no, we'll go to turtle speed because let's build our lake district. So we're gonna go light, or should we go dense? Because you can have fancy apartments. Yeah, why not? There's heaps of, like, fancy lakefront property here that people can build in. Let's go dense. Let's build big, nice apartment buildings here. So how do we want to do this, though? Because, well, let's take advantage of that. Because then we can build a road to there. Yeah. So we'll build that road to there. No, we don't want bridges. It's worked out we could build a bridge across, and we don't want to build a bridge. Not there yet. We will be building bridges soon, in a while, but, like, when we start to, like, expand out to the river, but we haven't even come close to, like, doing that. So we've done that. So we'll go dense, and we'll build 2, 3. We can build there, as long as we have a road there. So we have the road there. And then it's, yeah, so I could build all the way. Oh, yeah, I see. So if I do that, and then fill that in, and then, can that go 1, 2, 3? Yeah, it can. Then we got room there, and we will throw in, nah, we won't. What we will do is we'll put a small park there, because people like parks. And that'll make this much more attractive, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Then we just need to connect to that, but I don't want to do it just... Oh, actually, you know what? Wait. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No. Go away. It builds up to here, and then to here, and then we'll go dense. We'll go whoop-de-doo. Will they need commercial? They probably will. but whatevs. We'll build our commercial district here. So I just need to power it. Let's get electricity in, and we'll get electricity in. And then, has it got water? No, it doesn't. So we'll put water into there, and then we'll put water into there. And that's supplying its own electricity. So, okay. Let's let that grow out. So that should be growing out. Yeah, so it's starting to come in. Coming in quite nicely. Yep, starting to build apartment buildings and the like. Or what's that? That is cheap apartments. Yeah. That's what I figured. Now they're building out to there, so that creates power to there, which means this will get built into. That's good. Luxury apartments here. That's kind of what we anticipated. Oh no, they're rebuilding. They're redoing it. What are they doing? Can I find out what it's going to be? No, it's just construction. We don't know what it is. Okay. So they're not interested in here yet. I wonder why. Is it because of the school? What's the school at? No, tons of room in the school. School's got heaps of room. We've got heaps of room. Grades aren't great, but you know, I mean, I'm not expecting A+ students. Oh, condominiums. Oh, okay, cool. Yep, real like sort of suburban, suburbia apartments. What's that called? They're just apartments, right? Yeah, okay. So we're getting like a real like middle class, dense neighborhood here. That's cool. And we're getting lots and lots of people in because like we're taking advantage of the room. Residential's still up, but I really thought the commercial would be going up by now, but you know what it is? I'll betcha. Hang on. I'll bet. Yeah, they've completely saturated this now. That's what. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to... Oh, what are they demanding? Residents demand marina. Right, and yeah, okay, so now they want... Yeah. Now they want, like, luxury things to do. Okay, yep, no, we figured this. I don't think a zoo needs a road, so... Or maybe it does. How big is the zoo? Oh, it's huge. Oh, bugger. Okay, so I can't put it there. I can put it there, though. I don't want to put it there if I can humanly avoid it. Marinas, you need to have, like, kind of like on the, like there is where you would put a marina, because it needs to be both on the water and not on the water, because it's a dock. Okay, but zoos are just like your typical building. I don't want to put it right there, though. Residents demand stadium. Yes, that is another thing we'll have to put in. So what's a zoo? Zoos are $3,000. How much is a stadium? $5,000. Yeah, I don't want to build a stadium if I can humanly avoid it. How much are marinas? Marinas are really cheap. Oh, I might build one of them instead. But that's like, oh god, that's so far away though from everything. And I don't know what I'm doing there yet. So we'll figure that out. Let's keep building our well, let's pause it because I know what they're demanding. Let's keep going with doing some dense residential stuff, and then we'll figure out a zoo from there. That's what we'll do. We'll build a zoo. Let's build a zoo. Starring, like, let's get Owen Wilson into our town. How about that? All right. So, how do I want to do this? Probably going to build a road like smack bang in the middle, just because. Do I want to have it running along that edge? I think I'm going to have it running along that edge. Yeah, like there. Because then that gives us room to build into there. We can build out here. We've got a nice large block. So let's go dense residential for there. And then there's no sense in making it denser because I'm pretty sure light's cheaper. Yeah, it is. So we'll just do light in the one block because it's only going to build single houses there anyway. Fill that in. And then get our dents back. 1, 2, 3. Build 3 along to like there. Oh, nope, we only built 2. Okay, there we go. 3. And then, where do we want our other road? Probably there. Yeah, so that gives us that and that. A little bit of room there. We can put some parks in and stuff. And then probably plop the zoo probably there. Yeah. So if I build the road out to like there, that gives us that. And then we'll put in the zoo like right there. I don't know, to this day, I don't know what the animal sound is for the zoo. It kind of sounds like, it sounds like if a bear and a lion had a kid and it was really angry. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. The zoo doesn't have electricity, and it's probably not going to have electricity for a while, and it's going to complain about that, but I don't really care. We need to put water into there. And we also need to put power into there. And then it'll get electricity once all of this fills out. Hopefully that should keep the people pretty happy for a while. Yeah, they're starting to build. Look, the zoo's right there. Who doesn't want to live next to a zoo with all the giraffes and the turtles and things? Yeah, I totally know what goes on inside a zoo. I know about all the animals. Alright, so they're starting to build that out. That's good. And then that'll slowly come out, and then they'll be all happy. We'll get power to it. We'll do that, just to fill that in. Probably we'll build some parks and stuff in there. But not right now, because parks cost money for maintenance, and I don't want to do that. Alrighty. I think we'll probably call it a day. Once we've filled this out, we'll probably call it a day there. Yeah, that's filling out nicely. We're getting lots of money, getting lots of condominiums coming in. Everybody seems pretty happy. I don't think water's an issue. Power doesn't seem to be an issue, which is good. Okay. Yeah, alright. There's no need for us to wait for the... Oh, water shortage. There it is. Alright, well, that's a problem we can solve next time. Let's save our city. Save city as Party Town. Overwrite, yes. Okay, so we've saved our town. That's all. We'll leave it for there today. Yeah, all right. Thank you for joining me. That was great. Waiting for match to start. I'll have to mess with these layouts. I just really wanted to mess with that layout and see what it was. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this week. I'll probably stream again probably on Monday. I don't want to stream on the weekends. So yeah, we'll continue on with Party Town probably on Monday, unless I get it in my head to play another game. I kind of want to try playing Euro Truck Simulator, but at the same time, Euro Truck Sim doesn't give you a lot to talk about. So I suppose Euro Truck Sim would be good if I've got something I want to talk about. But for now, it's whatever. I just really want to play Euro Truck Sim because I like it, whatever. But I also got to say, I got to buy the new DLC. Actually, I really want to buy the Black Sea DLC. So I'll probably wait until I've got that and then I'll stream it. So yeah, we'll probably play some more SimCity 2000 next week. Why not? It's been pretty chill. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'll see you guys next week.